Hey, what's up? This is Steve. Thanks so much for requesting this case study and for taking the time to watch this. So I'm Steve Loresliere from buildergrowth.io, formerly Acres of Timber. We're rebranding, but and if you don't know who Acres of Timber is, this is Builder Growth. And so we help companies grow and scale, wood building furniture companies grow and scale. And so with this little case study, I want to talk to you about one of my clients that I worked with last year. And one of the things that they did was they were doing around 250K in revenue. And by doing these things that I'm about to show you, they were able to hit 500K in revenue in less than a year because of working with us. And so just some key considerations is that this company was they basically sold the tables. They sold tables. That's it. They sold epoxy river tables, and that's what they did. Um, Not to say that this couldn't happen for anybody else and whatever you do, but you can if you have like I think this process works if you have like a single thing that you'd like to sell as opposed to trying to market everything all at once. And so that's what I found. The other thing was they were able to invest 4 to 4.5K a month using this. And so if you cannot spend, I would even say three to three to four to 3,000 to 4,500 a month, that would be very difficult for you. They kind of did everything, and so which is why they were able to grow. They were able to double, but that was it. The other thing is, so they lived in a very small town on the East Coast of the United States, and so they were able to ship their product. So their local community could not support that level of growth. And so think about this as you're watching it. And so as you're watching this case study. So one is, do you have a single product? Two, are you able to invest that amount of money? So for me, I'm like, okay, you invest 3 to 4 thousand, so that's almost 36 to almost $50,000 a month. Would you invest that to bring in an extra $250,000 into your business? That's the way you need to look at this. You can't look at it like, oh, 4 to 5 thousand, $3 to 4 thousand a month. Oh, that's a lot of money. That's not a lot of money if you're gonna bring in an extra $250,000 in your business, right? So like that's the brain that you need to think about as you're doing this. And then the other thing is, do you have a product that you can ship all over? I think of lumber, I think of tables and furniture, that kind of stuff. Or it's a high ticket item. It's something more than $6 to $7 to $8,000, right? So like if you are doing built-ins, if you're doing, I guess that's the other thing, that if you're not shipping, is the ticket price high enough, and do you have the capacity enough to handle more of those projects, right? So I would say, but this for them, they made that money because they were able to ship all over the United States. They ship tables all over, right? So again, I just want to set the groundwork for that. So with us, if we work with you, we'd love to help you become number one in your area. And so I'll walk you through the first thing. The first is search, right? Sounds simple. Basically, when people search whatever your product or service is, you need to come up onto the top page, right? Depending on the keywords, there could be a lot of organic search traffic looking for you right now. So like we launched a website for a client in Minnesota, and literally by the time we turned on the website, they had 14 leads and it turned into out of those 14 leads, it turned into $40,000 worth of jobs, right? And it was organically because people were searching for their product or service in their area, and they couldn't find it. But as soon as we optimized their website and it got turned on, they were found. And so that's an important component. And so in order for you to do that, you need to have a website. It needs to have a good content. It needs to be optimized properly. And you could do this yourself, or you can hire us to do it, right? So process for that is like, we analyze your competition. We research the right keywords, like reverse engineer what your competition doing. We research the keywords, and then we implement the plan on the monthly basis. And it's not like a one and done thing, right? It's not like, it's an ongoing thing that actually, as you do it more and more, the cost to do search doesn't increase, but the return on the investment increases the longer you do it, right? And then the next is lead gen. So we did search with this client, and then the next thing that we did was lead gen. And so we ran Google ads to their Facebook, just to their website. It wasn't even like an optimized landing page or anything like that. And their website had a very clear offer on what they do. So like what they did, the things that people were searching for, they actually found it onto their website. And so many times, this is where like a lot of woodpreneurs get very confused, is that they because you guys do a lot, right? So you do lumber and you do this and you do this. And like, so when people are searching for it, they need to see it. Like if I'm searching for tables, I go to your webpage, there needs to be tables there. And it needs to be an easy way to get in contact with you. It needs to show examples of what it is. Like it needs to be super clear. And so what it is like, we need to identify the offer. Like, what is your clear thing? Pick the right platform. Is it Facebook? Is it Google? And then we start running the ads, we optimize it, that sort of stuff, right? And this is very powerful. So search is long-term, lead gen is search is long-term, lead gen is short-term. So like you start bringing in leads now, like in a month, you can start bringing in leads, right? And then so this was the other thing. If this client did not do this last piece, which is content, which is literally building your brand online. If you followed me, you know me, I talk about building your brand, putting content out. That this client didn't even do that. Imagine if they did that. Next year, we predicted that they can go up to 750. If we just did the same thing and we added content, they can get up to 750 in revenue next year. And so again, in order for you to do that, you need to like understand the brand and the message. We need to find and identify your audience and your community. Who are the people that want your products and service, and how do you communicate with them? And then it's about posting and being consistent and creating and posting the content. The whole thing behind it is to create an asset building framework. So I like to say this, that if you buy a tool, you know that's an asset. It's going to make you money, right? If you have employees, you know that they are assets that make you money. Oftentimes, we don't look at our marketing as an asset, our website as an asset. We look at it as a cost center, right? Or we look at, spending $3,000 to $4,000 a month on marketing as a cost. It's not a cost, it's an investment. And that's the way you need to look at it, right? And so with the investment, you have something super valuable that nobody can ever take away from you, right? And so, and it makes you money all the time. So anyway, I would love to help you out. If you are at least, I'd say 250 to 300 and up, right? Because we work with, $1 million companies, and you can look at spending, 4 to 4.5K a month on advertising and marketing and working with us. I would say reach out. You can click the button on this video to look, and we can book a time to talk. But yeah, I mean, look, uh, they spent, 3.5 to, anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5, depending on their advertising. But I would just stay consistent. That's the one thing that I'd recommend to them: stay consistent. But yeah, they did it. They doubled it. It's because they invested their money. They invested their profits into marketing. And by the way, you can write it off. It's a really good expense, advertising and marketing. Yeah, don't look at it like, oh my God, that's so much money. I'm like, think about how much money you can bring in because you're investing. The reason why you're kind of stuck at the level you're at is because you're not investing more into your business in terms of marketing. You're investing more into tools, invest more into marketing, build your brand, let everybody know who you are, optimize your webpage, put some ads out there, and we can help you. So reach out if you want help doing this. And I look forward to hearing from you. All right, take care.